What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about Batman Curse of the White Knight issue number 6. I'm starting at number 6 because this series is actually a sequel to the previous series, which is Batman White Knight, because this is actually an Elseworld story. So damn good, and I'm impatient as hell, and this is like my favorite Batman book that is out right now. Probably my favorite comic. Like, this is the one that I get the most excited for whenever it comes around. I'm just impatient as hell, and I want to talk about it already. And I figured that there would just be too much to delve into from the previous series and all the following issues for this series, so I'm just gonna kind of preface and touch upon some of the little things that led up to this issue for this series. I'm gonna give you the gist of what happened in the last series without spoiling too much. But basically, Batman Curse of the White Knight and Batman White Knight is written by Sean Gordon Murphy, and it's also drawn by him. I absolutely love this guy's writing, and I also love his art style. It's super gritty and like stringy, almost I would say like a little bit lanky. It's just really good. It's very unique. And also, the guy who does the coloring for these books is named Matt Hollingsworth. He does an amazing job too. Like, his color palette isn't too wide. Like, you won't see too many dissenting colors. It's very desaturated, but it's a very unique style. Like, you know when you're in the Murphyverse. It's very kind of gothic, old time Victorian, I want to say, and I really like that, especially with a character like Batman. It just works so well. So even though I won't go too in depth with the previous series, basically the gist of it is a Batman White Knight Joker. He starts taking these pills that actually make him sane. His alter ego Jack Napier comes out and basically is in jail trying to prove his innocence, and he's basically saying that Jack Napier isn't responsible for all those atrocious crimes. It was the Joker who did that, and Jack Napier is innocent. And he actually runs for city councilman of Gotham, and he actually turns pretty much the whole city of Gotham against Batman, basically saying that Batman's, causing all this damage and all this stuff that people really never look into, and elites are covering it up, and Batman is totally not having this. I believe that those pills were actually killing Jack Napier, and so Joker eventually gained back control, and then a whole bunch of more craziness ensues in that series, but that's for another day. I'll really like to go over that series as well. But let's start with, to preface the previous issues, basically what's been going down is that we're learning a lot more about the establishment of this Gotham from like the 1600s. We're learning about like the ancestors of the Waynes, like the first Wayne that came to Gotham, and the ancestors of the main antagonist, Azrael. And if you don't know who Azrael is, don't worry, I'm not even too familiar with Azrael myself. I know him from the games and certain comics, but basically when you think of Azrael, he's like an assassin, almost like an Assassin's Creed assassin, I want to say. He's a part of this thing called the Order of Saint Dumas, which is basically like a religious cult. His ancestor was named Carr. Bruce Wayne's ancestor, Edmund Wayne, back in the day, they were in London and they fled to a new world to go to Gotham Valley to take out this guy named Laffy, the vampire of Gotham Valley. But Carr was also supposed to be spreading the word of God, but they wanted, to take over this valley from Laffy and split it two ways. But basically it's understood that Edmund betrayed Bakar and took it all for himself, and so a lot of heat is directed to Batman, and that's kind of the motivation for this version of Azrael to go after Batman. The one who obviously incentivizes this or prods Azrael to do this is the Joker, to try to stir up a lot of stuff, because in the previous series when he was Jack Napier did a lot of digging into like Gotham City's history and everything, and he uncovered a lot of like really deep secrets of Gotham. Joker has been holding on to a lot of secrets as well to reveal up until this point. Azrael, his name is Jean-Paul, and he's actually like a military veteran, super crazy. The Batman's world is kind of unraveling in this series. Like, people are starting to know that Batman is Bruce Wayne. Like, his identity is like all over the place. Barbara Gordon's identity got out. Jim Gordon actually died, I believe, in the 4th issue. Like, it's all going off. Alfred died in the previous series. It was revealed in this series that Harley Quinn actually was pregnant. She actually had the babies already. She had some twins, and a whole bunch of craziness has ensued. In the last issue, Azrael like killed all of Batman's rogues. So let's get into issue number 6 finally. So the issue starts off with Azrael in this like super badass cyber metal Batman suit. It's on the cover of the issue. Let it focus. Yeah, that's just awesome right there, guys. And he helps Joker escape from Arkham, and they shoot up the place. Batman and Harley have like a really good relationship now. Like, they kind of trust each other, and I think some stuff is gonna happen in the future. I think something's gonna go on between them. I just know it. Now that Harley Quinn is an actual mother and she has people to take care of, she's just all about that. She doesn't want to do any villainy or anything like that. She just wants to be a mom. She truthfully just wants Jack Napier, but there is always the Joker, and so that's like her main strife in this series. And we learned that the Joker and Azrael are kind of like on a spree right now. Batman seeks out the help of this man, Jason Blood, and if you know from DC Comics, Jason Blood is the name of Etrigan the Demon. I don't know too much about Etrigan. All I know is he's a demon, and I remember seeing him in the Justice League cartoon. this whole series is very like gothic and very Victorian, like, and that's such a good style for Batman. I just really love it. Sean Gordon Murphy even talks about it, like he wanted so bad to have Batman hanging off of a cross like he did in this book. He comes to this man because Alfred actually came to this man, and the man gave Alfred a note that he was supposed to give to Bruce when he was ready. This man basically informs him more about the actual history of their ancestors in Gotham, and that basically Bakar had other plans. The whole notion was that Edmund betrayed Bakar and killed him so he could take the whole valley for himself after they killed Laffy the vampire, who was like the reigning dude in Gotham Valley at the time. And that's like kind of the perception. And Batman says like, oh, so it was like self-defense. Jason Blood doesn't even let him know. He wants him to figure out on his own. And Jason Blood is leading on like he knows something, and he does know a lot more, but he wants Batman to find out, which sucks, but it is what it is. Batman dips from there and he finds out that Joker and Azrael actually attacked the GTO, which was like this unit that Jack Napier set up in the previous series, Batman White Knight. And it was like, basically the GTO is the Gotham Terrorist Oppression Unit, and it's basically like superheroes. They get to keep their identities and they work with cops instead of alongside with cops. And Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon work there. They attacked the place. Harley was actually there, and Joker took the babies and they dipped all the way to Arkham again. So Harley, being the mama bear, of course, is gonna go after her cubs, and so she forces Batman to take her to Arkham with him. And immediately once they get to Arkham, Batman is confronted by Azrael in that just sick cyber metal Batman suit, and they kind of go off on their own way while Batman is like battling it out with Azrael in that suit. Harley is looking for her kids to the part of Arkham when she first meets the Joker, and Joker pops out with the babies on his chest, and basically he's like super, not menacing, but demeaning to her. He's been so demeaning throughout this whole book, especially because she's pregnant, and you know, he calls it Napier's babies. He tells her like, this is like one of my favorite places because I took their greatest hope, Harleen Quinzel, the woman that was supposed to reform the Joker, and I made her an inmate. He's telling her that she's weak, but she's actually like super resilient, that we come to find out because Jack Napier actually takes back control at this moment, and he's fighting the Joker, and Joker has that like just comically, no pun intended, comically long gun, and basically Jack tells Harley like he's more afraid of you than you are of him because of how resilient you are. And he gives Harley the babies, and he actually tries to kill himself with that gun, but he's not able to. The Joker fights back, and they're kind of have like a battle for control, and he tosses the gun to Harley to try and just let her end it all because Joker wasn't letting him. And it's kind of left pretty ambiguous what happens at this moment in the book. Sean Gordon Murphy even touched on it a little bit on Twitter. And then we cut back to Batman and Azrael, and they're just brawling it out. Really great action, and they're going back and forth talking about their ancestors and everything that's happening right now. Like, and Batman's basically like saying like, you're killing all these people, like if you want to, you know, take it out on me, take it out on me. We see Joker come into the picture. He's survived that altercation with Harley. He comes out and he drops the biggest bomb of the whole series, which is that basically what happened was Bakar actually killed Edmund Wayne, threw him down a well, stole his ring, and stole his identity, which means that Azrael is a Wayne and Bruce Wayne is the false descendant of the Wayne. He basically is waging this war of crime that his family started, which is like the biggest FU, and that was just like so crazy. I remember Sean Gordon Murphy talking about a bomb drop, and I didn't know. I thought Batman was gonna become like a vampire or something crazy because of Laffy the vampire. I think someone's gonna be a vampire. Some crazy mystical stuff is gonna happen, but that was like a huge bomb drop, and Azrael is actually the rightful heir to the Wayne fortune and everything. So this just like changes a lot of stuff. I don't know if it'll be rectified. I doubt it. Bruce is in total shock. Harley actually survived the altercation and kicks Azrael off of Batman, which is, I don't even know how she did that, but basically she has the gun and she's aiming it at Joker, and he's like, you don't have the balls, lady. He tried her and she shot him, and she shot him square in the forehead. At this point of death, we see Jack Napier come out. Batman looks at Napier and he's like, she'll be okay. I'll make sure she's okay. The issue ends with Batman holding Harley because it's like, that's the baby daddy. And this whole issue just threw a wrench in everything. You know, Batman is the descendant of thieves, of criminals, and he's using this fortune that was stolen to wage war. Like, just everything is being flipped on its head, and I love that. I love when these kinds of things happen with Batman. When his whole world is shook, that's when the craziest Batman stories happen. So yeah, guys, there's 2 more issues. I believe issue number 7 comes out February 26th. So if you're gonna cop any book, if you're trying to get into comics or whatever, I like starting at the end sometimes. Sometimes I'll start backwards in a series. This is a really good series that I would kind of recommend starting in the beginning, like Batman White Knight. For those of you who are able to afford it, it's like, I think $13 on Amazon, and that's for the full like 7 or 8 issues for Batman White Knight. Curse of the White Knight, this one will fully come out in like September, I think, of this year. easier. But if you want to start with anything, I would recommend Batman White Knight. It's relatively cheap, and I would check it out because it's so damn good, and you'll get a sense or not if you like Sean Gordon Murphy's art and the whole Murphy verse. I personally, it's like my favorite book that's out, and I really like it. I can't wait. But yeah, guys, I just really want to talk about it. I love pretty much everything about this book. There's nothing that's not good to me about this book. The story is good. It's all very solid. The art is super, super good. The interactions, the action, everything is very solid to me. I'm going to be doing Thor #2 very soon. I just got it today on Comic Book Day, so that video will probably be out this weekend, hopefully. Let me know what you thought of the video, if you've actually read this issue, or if you're a fan of Sean Gordon Murphy, and if you've read both of these series. Let me know what you think of them. Let me know your interpretations, if you had any different than mine, and I want to hear your thoughts on not only the video, but if you've read the series, let me know what you think. Like, are you digging this? Are you not? Do you think it's lame? Do you think it's awesome? Let me know. And also, if you haven't read it and you watched this video, which was chock full of spoilers, let me know if you're gonna actually pick up one of these books. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up, comment down below, and if you want, subscribe. I always appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.